Clutch Trucker filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hello. Okay, now parked here at the Petro in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Got to deliver over in King of Prussia, which is just northwest of the Philadelphia area tomorrow. So, all right, we're starting up the intro here for part 3. As I usually didn't do my opening where I say, hey YouTube, thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Yes, we're doing now part 3 of the Trucker Cooking, Clutch Trucker Cooking, where we're going to cook a couple more things, and then I'm going to go into more detail about the stuff I showed at the beginning of part number 1, like the fridge, the microwave, the inverter, the George Forman, and I'm going to actually tell you the prices, where I got them, and more details about all that, all right? So let's dive on into this version. All right, we're opening the freezer because tonight for dinner, we're going to be having some more of the Jose Ole Taquitos. These are good, baby. What I found is interesting, the quantity changes depending on where you buy them. At King Soopers or Kroger in Cheyenne, there's 20 in the package. You buy them from Dollar General, there's only 15. So I get like 7 for one meal and 8 for another, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right. This way I can get 10 for each meal. So I simply spread out the 10 that I had left in the rest of that package onto a plate. I'm going to put that up in the microwave, heat it for about 2 minutes 45 seconds. Seems to do a good job, and they're ready to go. Then I take the salsa con queso, medium Tostitos, and I'm going to spoon some of that into my bowl here. And I'm going to heat that up for about 40 seconds, and then it'll be ready to dip the taquitos in and makes a lovely meal, and that's a real quick meal right here in the truck. Alright, now we're going to do some regular ground beef tacos. Whenever I'm home, I cook up and put it in a container like this, about 3 pounds of taco meat. Each one of these long entree dishes holds about 1.5 pounds. So I'm going to use about 1/3 of this one for tacos today. Okay, so I just got that into the bowl there, and I've just kind of used the fork to kind of break it up just a little bit more, and next we'll put that in the microwave. Alrighty, got that in the microwave, put the paper plate on top just to keep the microwave clean. And I've found for the taco meat, ground beef like this, about 1/3 pound or 1/4 pound or whatever that would be. It's $2.45 seems to work really well for that. Alright, so there you go. It's on its way. Now we'll get the tortillas ready. My favorite tortillas are the, I got it upside down, Mission flour tortillas, soft taco size. That's what I like to use, but others will work in a pinch if I don't have any from home. Alright, meat should be done, so we pull that out, stick that over here, grab my tortillas, put those in, and we just do that for about 1:15. Alright, and of course I have my favorite Tillamook Mexican 4 cheese, the farmer cut, and I'm not going to use any sauce on the ground beef ones. And when I cook up the meat at home, I use the Kroger. Usually if I can't find that, I'll use Ortega, but I use the it's like 40% less sodium mix, because you don't need the extra salt. I found it really doesn't change the taste. So you get less salt, it's better for you, still tastes real good, and it's homemade, baby. I take off one of my nice heated up tortillas, cover that back up, got my meat right over here, and we're just gonna stick some of that into the tortilla. Just a little bit more maybe. Alright, and then we add the cheese. Alrighty, there's the cheese on there, and then we roll her up. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying the same thing. So here they are, all cooked up, and they're reflecting too much. But anyway, yes, does not look good. Lovely, lovely. Same thing my kids always said, which is Well, technically, Daddy, those aren't tacos, those are burritos. Okay, yes, they're technically tacos. But why don't we call them rolled soft tacos? We can go with that, right? Too much light coming from that window over there. Let me get a better shot of
Alright,
these.
so yep, there they are, all cooked up. Extra cheese fell on top. But lovely, lovely, basically home-cooked food right here on the road.
Alright, so now enjoying my rolled soft tacos. Okay, again, this isn't technically cooking, but I'm going to make one of my last, probably leftovers, Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches, so need to pull out some supplies for that. Just going to get a plate. Trying to find a knife down here somewhere. I know I've got a couple more knives. The thing I need to buy when I'm home is some more knives. I've got a ton of forks. You can see that. Aha, there's a knife. Found one. Alright, and then we'll get my bread out. Again, just showing this box. This has got a lot of my basic supplies. I've got this box full of plastic utensils, my can openers down in there. I've got plates and bowls and trash bags, all in this box. Alright, now as I pull out my other box, this has got perishable bread stuff. Always carry lots of bread. Notice I just bought another loaf at Dollar General the other day. But bread's always good because there's a whole bunch of different types of sandwiches you can make, and we'll get to that later in the video. Alright, got everything laid out here. Got my bread, yeah, it's better than the Kraft singles. I like those for better sandwiches. And of course here is my leftover. This is the honey baked ham store type of turkey. That's got that sugar edge on it and everything. Makes wonderful sandwiches. That's about the last bit I got there. But my wife did make a full real turkey for Thanksgiving, but we always get one of these too, and I take a whole bunch with me because they make great sandwiches for the truck. Yummy stuff. Alright, just start with a little Kraft real mayo on there, and just spread that around. Alright, and we're going to take a piece of the sharp cheddar here and put it on each side, and then we'll stick the turkey on there. Yum. Alright, ended up using 1.5 pieces, they're long pieces, out of this one to make my sandwich, so that looks real good, and we'll throw that together. I'll stick that in a little baggie and then put it down in my cooler. That'll give me enough to make one more small sandwich. Alright, and as I showed in one of my previous videos, got my cooler with my ice packs in there. So I got ice packs and soda, some leftover pizza, more sodas and water below, cheese snacks down there into my cooler, and my sandwich, I mean, all goes into the cooler. And this goes right down here by the seat, by the driver's seat, so it's handy to grab while I'm driving. Alright, here's something else I cook up occasionally here in the truck. Spaghetti with meat sauce, Stouffer's. It's a good little meal right before I go to bed. It tends not to bother me stomach-wise. So here's a good one for late night. Just slice it across the middle there and then throw it in the microwave. Alright, the spaghetti and meat sauce swimming around there in the microwave. It's almost done. Alright, now we just peel off the film here. See, it's steaming, it's nice and hot. And we'll pour it into our little paper bowl right here. Alright, another great little meal right here in the truck. Spaghetti and meat sauce. Love it, baby, love it. Alrighty, now I want to just show you some more of the food items I carry here in the truck, just to have, you know, things ready to go. And one thing I also want to mention too is, you know, by always having your truck fully stocked full of food and water and sodas and everything else you need, I always need to make sure I have stuff for the dog, but if I make sure I have stuff for me too. What if you run into a situation where all of a sudden you're out there on I-80 in Wyoming, and it's happened to me, I live in Wyoming, and yet I've still left the house, gone just a little bit west of Laramie, and then been shut down for 2.5 days. I got stuck at Walcott Junction on I-80 in Wyoming, and all there is a tiny little gas and sip with like no food inside except for chips and candy. You want real food. That was last year when there was that major wreck on I-80, and it took them 2.5 days to clean it up. Well, I had to sit there for 2.5 days. I finally left and went south into Colorado on that third day. But I was perfectly fine here in the truck. I had all different sorts of food to eat, all different sorts of water and beverages. Rusty was taken care of. Other than having to throw him out in the snow to do his business, we were fine. So that's another great reason to always have your truck stocked up with stuff, because, you know, you never know when you're not going to be able to get to a place easy that might have some food. All right, so now I'm going to give you another quick little tour around the truck, show you how every little ounce of space in this thing is used up. And I have all these boxes up here above my head that I carry a lot more food in, and I'll give you some more examples of great things to keep in your truck. All right, like I've said before, every ounce of space in this truck is used up. There's my bed back there. I always have my coat back there. There's the cooler now that I'm parked. Yeah, those are my shorts. Yes, I'm sans pants right now. There's the doggy toys and everything. As I always show you, that upper cabinet where I have my 2 boxes, utensils and stuff, and bread and tortillas down there. Microwave and refrigerator. We'll get into some more of that. There's my TV. There, that'll pull out and come around. DVDs up there. I got more food boxes up here. And of course, other things like extra rugs for down in front of my bunk, extra pet beds. There's my Duluth Trading Company Ultimate Bucket Seat Saver. Rusty is kind of killed in this one. Let me turn that light on. So I'm going to put my older one here from the driver's seat over here to the passenger. We're going to do a video all about that when I do my Ultimate Purple Seat Cushion review. All right, now looking over here to this side, there's my permit books and log sheets and all that stuff. I showed you before when I did the cereal. There's my clothes closet, and yet, what do I have stacked up there? Cereal. And my quart bags. Every ounce of space used in these trucks. See, there's my Ortega sauce right there. Another jar of it, because I ran out of space in my boxes up above. Alright, so now I'll pull down some of these boxes and show you some of the extra stuff in there I have that always makes for good meals as well, or snacks. Alright, there's one of my boxes. They fit up here perfectly, by the way. This is a great space. Unfortunately, the Cascadias don't have that. Only the older Coronados, Columbias, and Centuries do. But, yeah, so here's some more goldfish for my chili that you saw in the first video. I got a couple more things of Welch's jam. Below that, I got another mustard and ketchup for making sandwiches and burgers and hot dogs. Carry a whole bunch of tuna with me. If you watched my trucking with a dog video, I have that for myself, and I also have some of the tuna pouches here. But also, if your dog ever gets sick and has some diarrhea issues, feed them tuna for about 3 days. Every meal, knock that crap right out, literally. All right, here's another one of my boxes from up there, and you can see, yep, I got the good old Velveeta shells and cheese. I've got a little instant lunch, one of those instant Oriental noodle things. And I've got some of these too, which are always, these are a great snack. There's a Chef Boyardee mac and cheese. I've got a lasagna and a beefaroni. These are great for quick snacks if you're stuck at a dock and you know you may just only have a few minutes. They only take a minute to heat up in the microwave. The shells and cheese takes about 3 minutes in the microwave. But there's another couple of great options to have with you at all times. And of course, these don't need to be refrigerated and don't go bad. Here's another one of my boxes. I carry some of these. These are always good. The Maruchan or whatever, Yakisoba. Oh, teriyaki beef. Good. But these are really good. You peel those off, you put a little water in the tray, stick them in the microwave for 4 minutes, and you got the great Oriental noodles. I like these. These are a nice quick snack or a good meal late at night. I've got one of these Velveeta cheesy bowls. I found these to be very good, and they don't need to be refrigerated. You can actually find these at most truck stops. Of course, you're going to be paying about 5 times what you pay in a Dollar General or a grocery store or a Walmart. Then you can see I've got a couple more jars of peanut butter. I had my jelly in the other one, so I've always got extra there. And what's this? Oh yeah, the Pop-Tarts. I don't eat these very often because they're not too good for you or anything, but if I just don't have time to do anything else for a breakfast in the morning and I just need something to energy to get me going, I have some of those. Okay, one of my boxes above has the dry dog food. I use the Purina Beneful Incredibites for small dogs. Got another full bag there, and this one that's almost dead there in one of my boxes. This one's got the wet dog food that he gets in the morning. Again, it's the Purina Benefuls Medleys. I got a couple different kinds in here. Yeah, there's the Medleys. And I can't usually find the small cans at Dollar General, so I have found they have the bigger ones. But what I do is just use this, and that'll make 3 meals, 3 breakfasts out of that. And you have the lid, you can reseal it and put it back in the fridge with. So that works too. Remember I showed you in the first video, I love the Denison's chili. So I always make sure when I go home I buy a few extra cans, so I always like to have a lot of this on hand. So I got the Denison's chili in here. I got a Hormel if I have to. Then I've got some other things as well. Like right here, what do we have? Oh, some Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. They have the pull open, easy open lid, which I like. Also, let's see, I got some more Chef Boyardee down there, spaghetti and meatballs. And I think in my other box with cans, I've got some SpaghettiOs. Yep, so here's some other stuff. There's some great value chili. I haven't tried that because I haven't had to yet. But, yep, see there's some SpaghettiOs, good old SpaghettiOs and meatballs. So I got another whole box full of canned goods up there. So all of these boxes of food all fit in that overhead compartment, which is really nice. And I have one more box up there, which is very important. You never know when you may need some extra medical supplies. So I've got wraps, I've got, you know, various pads and absorbing things, muscle rub, and this little first aid kit down here has got a little bit of everything in it. I always try to make sure I have extra first aid stuff. There's more below that too in the truck if I ever run into something. It seems like as I get older, I'm always whacking myself on something, so, you know, I like to have the medical supplies handy. That's something every truck driver should have in their truck. And like I say, every bit of space is used. Even my winter boots go up here. See, there they are, hiding up there in that upper cabinet area. Now there's everything back up there all put away. And see, some of it you can't even see because it's behind those little wall sections up there, but take advantage of all your space, baby. Here's another great thing that I wanted to show. This you can get at Quick Trip with a K, not with a Q like in Oklahoma, but with a K. Or Quick Star. They have some of those in Iowa. They're mainly in Wisconsin and Minnesota, but they carry this pre-made, ready, fully cooked, it says, in season, ready to eat, heat and eat taco meat in a tube. So if I haven't had a chance to make some at home and I'm running through that area, I'll stop by a Quick Trip and pick up some of this. Like now I'm out of my regular taco meat that I made, so at least I have this right here that I picked up at Quick Trip a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see on the date there, it's still good through 12/24, and today being the 13th of December, I've still got time to use this taco meat pre-done in a tube from Quick Trip. And if you're hankering for a steak, those Quick Trips and Quick Stars carry steak. Just refrigerated, ready to go. So you got to use them within a day or so, but you can get a steak and throw that on your George Foreman. What do you think about that, baby? Okay, so I've shown you all the different kind of things you can cook in your truck, the different kind of food that I carry on here. So I always have different things ready to go, like I showed you in those boxes. Peanut butter and jelly, tuna, various things I can make sandwiches with, those other Oriental Noodles, shells and cheese, SpaghettiOs, showed you where all my chili was. And of course, then I have stuff in the freezer, like that spaghetti that we just cooked up not too long ago in this video, frozen food. I tell you, Dollar General is your friend as a trucker, because a lot of Walmarts, of course, won't let trucks anywhere near them anymore unless you're delivering there. But usually you can get in or near a Dollar General and get some of the supplies you need. I just went to one just a couple days ago in Cairo, Illinois. I found a Dollar General right there off the road. I'm like, hey, I can get in there. So as you saw in my first video about cooking in the truck, I was able to restock and get some of those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches that you can just nuke in the microwave. Lots of good stuff. Okay, now related to all that, I got the microwave, I got the fridge, I got the inverter. You have to have all that, and I've got the George Forman Grill. How much do all these cost? I kind of touched on some of those real quick in the first video, but I'm going to run down everything because I just looked them up again just early this morning, so I can give you the real prices right now, where I got them, and how much they are. Okay, two of the main items I did get at Home Depot. The microwave I had to order online and have shipped to the house, believe it or not, because it was an appliance, and so I had to pay like 40 bucks for shipping, which I thought was really annoying because it's a countertop microwave. Anyway, the microwave was $169 for that Whirlpool countertop microwave. It's made to fit in small spaces, like in the corner of a countertop, but it works perfect for trucks like mine that have that small cabinet in there where it's not wide enough for a regular standard size microwave. Now, you may have a truck where your cabinet's wide enough. By all means, if so, go buy one of the $49 or $59 ones from Walmart, because that's going to do you just fine. I just wanted one that would fit in that cabinet. So $169 from Home Depot, and I did have to have it shipped to the house. Okay, now the refrigerator. This is the second one of the exact same model. The first time when I had it, like 5 years ago when I bought it, it was called Vicini or something like that. Then they rebranded it Magic Chef. So the second time I bought it, they called it now Magic Chef, but it's the same fridge. All right, it's a really nice fridge, 4.5 cubic foot refrigerator. You saw how big it is in the videos. It fits just under my cabinet. So you need to measure to make sure you have enough room for it. There are other sizes and so forth. If you want to go that route, I do recommend getting one with a separate freezer and refrigerator compartment, because then your freezer one will really work like it's supposed to. Now, I paid $178. It's on sale right now for $178. I think that's around what I paid for this second one I bought like, about 3 years ago after my first one died. And I know I just pulled into a Home Depot in Council Bluffs because it died while I was on the road, and all my food was starting to get too warm, and so I pulled into a Home Depot there and I said, hey, look, if I pay one of your guys here 20 bucks, will you take the old one out of my truck, or if I hand it out to you? And they said, oh yeah. So I bought the new one and shoved the old one out over the seat, and they took it away for me. So that was nice. Plugged the new one in and was able to save my food. So $178 for that refrigerator from Magic Chef, also from Home Depot. Here's a picture. Now, the George Forman Grill I have in the truck right now, which is that 2-serving one I kept saying was 15 bucks. Guess what? Looked online at Walmart this morning, it's $9.99. It's even cheaper. And I had hinted in this last video how I'm kind of tempted to get one a little bit bigger. Well, I was on the phone with my wife this morning. She was in Kohl's, and I said, hey, while you're there, why don't you go check the appliance department and see if they have a George Forman that's just a little bit bigger than the one I have. She found a 5-serving one that looked like it's just going to be, she took a picture of it so I could see how, with her hand on it, so I could get an idea of the size. And I said, yeah, I think I can work with that. That'll still fit in my cabinet and still fit on top when I need to cook. And it was like $32. But you know how Kohl's goes. If you shop there at all, you get the Kohl's cash, you get these coupons. She said, I got a 30% off coupon, I got $5 in Kohl's cash. So after all that, it really cost about 20 bucks. So she bought that for me. So there's a Christmas present coming my way. So I'm going to have a little bit bigger one. And here's a picture of that. But like I said, I've been using the original 2-serving George Forman that I got for 15 bucks, now on sale for $9.99 at Walmart for about a year and a half, and I've been loving it. So I would say get something. They're not that expensive, and boy do they work. And I use them all the time for the grilled cheese, the burgers, the hot dogs. And it's a beautiful thing. All right, now after my first video, somebody did say, well, how much and where do you get a pure sine wave inverter? And I spelled sine wrong. It's S-I-N-E. I was spelling it like a stop sign. But a pure sine, S-I-N-E, wave inverter. So I did a Google search, and there's a store online called PureSineWaveInverter.com. And they have a whole bunch of them listed there for pretty decent prices. And I thought, I bet you can get one at a Lowe's or something too. And so I looked it up on Lowe's. Yeah, they have one from a company called Ames, A-I-M-S, a 1,500 watt, 1,500 watt pure sine wave inverter. That's exactly what I have here. Mine is a 1,500 watt pure sine wave inverter. It runs my fridge just fine. It runs my microwave just fine. It does good for George Forman. Oh, and by the way, somebody did comment on my first video and they said, George pulls about 800 to 900 watts, so you can't use one of those smaller inverters. And I'm like, okay, good to know. So I'm passing that on. But like I say, I have a 1500 watt pure sine wave inverter. You can get yours from Lowe's. AIMS is the company that makes it, and it was only $263. Again, here's a picture. All right, so we add all that up, and if we do, for the George Forman $9.99, microwave $169, fridge $178, inverter $263, that's a total of $620. And you may say, it's a lot of money, Clutch, but let me tell you how it's going to work out for you. If you're buying most of your meals outside of your truck at a truck stop, you're spending a minimum of $15 a day probably on food, right? To keep yourself fed while you're out here. So if you say 15 bucks a day over 5 days a week, even not every day, that is $75 a week. Multiply that by 4 for the month, that's 300 bucks a month you're spending on food that you could be saving by doing your own stuff. Okay, 2 months, that's $600. You're almost to the price of the inverter, the microwave, the refrigerator, and the George Forman Grill. Okay, because I said 620 bucks for the whole schmear. So you're talking about 2 months and a day and a schmish. All right, and you got that covered. I mean, so that's where buying that stuff in your truck and putting it in your truck, you're going to get that back within a couple, 3 months tops. And then from now on, you're saving money. You keep things stocked in the truck. If you break down, you always got food, and you're eating better, you're eating cheaper, and you're preparing your own meals right there. And you're not a slave now to the truck stops and the prices they're charging. Plus, you can, as with most of these things you've seen in these 3 videos, I cooked most of these while I was sitting at a dock getting loaded or unloaded. You're just wasting time there anyway. Now you don't have to stop later and get something else to eat because you already ate, you're fed, woo, you fly on down the road, baby. And I have found Love's in a pinch will carry everything I need for grilled cheese. They carry the country crock. They carry mayonnaise if you want to try to use mayonnaise on your grilled cheese, which I have to try because a few people have suggested that. Say, try mayonnaise instead of butter on the grilled cheese sandwich. They said you'll thank me later, so I'm gonna try it, baby. Believe me. They sell that. They sell the bread, and they even sell the American cheese slices. So if you're running low in your truck, you know you can at least eat some grilled cheese by picking up that stuff at Love's and still saving money. That's the whole point of all of this. More convenient for you, faster, easier, flexible, and you're saving money. Well, I hope that helped you out, and I know I've already got some comments from some people saying, well, that's not really cooking. Okay, it's mainly heating, reheating. When I'm taking the burgers from frozen to cooked, I think that's cooking. Same with the hot dogs. All right, I cook the taco meat at home. You know, yeah, it's kind of cooking. The whole point of these 3 videos is I'm trying to give you guys some extra tips and extra options for things that you can do quickly and easily in the truck so you don't have to blow all your money at the truck stops because, you know, the fast food places and the truck stops charge 3 times as much as a normal fast food place does, and you got to wait in line. It's a hassle. The stuff's not that good. They get your order wrong half the time. You have more control here, all right? So I'm giving you some options of things to keep in your truck all the time so you can have better food that you create, that you put together, maybe not completely cooking, you technical people, but better options of food that you can put together right here in your truck. And so that's the whole point of these videos, all right? Space is completely limited in these trucks. We don't have much space for storing things. We don't have much space, even though I have a bigger fridge than most trucks are gonna have. Still, I use up all the space in that thing. And, you know, I'm out 3 weeks, sometimes more at a time. And I never know when, on any given day, I'm gonna have a chance to cook some things. You know, so I have to have stuff that's already kind of prefab, kind of ready to go, that I can cook up. What else up there? In just a couple of minutes in the truck, and that's the whole point of these videos. Give you other options that are quick and easy and inexpensive to help you out. Hey, thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment if you would like to. Ring that bell for notification. We've got our Patreon and coffee up, so if you'd like to help support the channel, please check out the links down in the description. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Honey, ¿dónde es mi pantalones?